Welcome to TSN Tonight, World War II Premier 1944 coverage. RTCW. deathTouch versus Paradigm Shift. Number 1 TWL ladder tonight, and the first map, it appears very likely to be Assault. We're looking at Village, Assault, and a tiebreaker of Ice. Glad to have you here for the 1944 extravaganza. We're going to play the propaganda for you, get the game on in just a moment. Give a quick rundown on the teams just as soon as I get prepared. I'm coming out of an interview, Tribes interview here. Background music good to go. We got about 62 seconds to game start. Once again, brought to you by the TWL. We'll be back with game start in just a moment.
Let's go! Los!
You've got it locked into another exciting 1944 Shoutcast from the Team Sportscast Network. Tonight, RTCW from the TWL, the Team Warfare Ladder. Glad to have you here. Let's get the rundown on the server. This is TSN. This is number 1 TWL. Two undefeated teams, arch rivals, DT versus Paradigm Shift. First map tonight is going to be Assault. Here's the rundown on the teams for DT. We've got Hollywood, Prodigy, Azo, Flatline, Kato, Democ, Slutter, and Mozart. And for the allied team, Damaja, Moorman, Zen, ShadoWeN, Kordos, Justice, Swoosh, and Dread. Keep in mind, first map, first round tonight here. Stopwatch action, full-time set on the clock, 8 on 8. The Allies Paradigm Shift, and deathTouch going to be the Axis team. The map again, Assault, and we are now underway. Moving midfield, let's get our groove on and get ready for the 1944 action. Taking a lot of lag here in observation mode, which ain't good. I'm going to have to just kind of endure it and go from here. A lot of fighting going on in the main central courtyard, where they are fighting for the flag and trying right there to actually drop the dynamite. Why do I sound confused? Have I never shoutcasted this game before? Near the gate hatch, incoming. Axis trying to make the plant near the gate hatch, but right now Paradigm Shift have got control. Paradigm Shift now move forward. Incoming deathTouch from Axis spawn, moving as a full group. The map is Assault. The game is underway. 8:50 remains. Not much of a pregame. The Axis capture the gate area right there. The allied team at Paradigm Shift then recapture the gate area, make the attempt, and make the revival. It is bloody mayhem here as Axis and Allies, Paradigm Shift, and deathTouch go head-to-head, and it looks like deathTouch is going to come out on top and finally gain the gate area. Now, the gate area is theirs. They secure the flag itself. No dynamite plants have yet been made on the gate hatch breach. Now, let's going to track the Axis team at deathTouch as we move across the tarmac here. Oh! Swoosh! Incredible long distance. Just Panzerfaust right there. 3 of the incoming Axis team, deathTouch, are literally blown asunder and are down right by the entrance downward into the lower catacombs of the base here on Assault. Fix the headset here, the Axis computer. Now Paradigm Shift gearing up yet again. Once again, no dynamite plan has been made on the gate hatch breach itself. It appears that deathTouch is instead storming across the tarmac. There's the breach finally with 7:38 into the game. The breach is made. The Axis now hold the gate area. They are advancing from the gate area onwards and forwards, waiting for the gate hatch to explode. Now we've got a lock on Hollywood. He is a medic now moving through the crates, and now by the half track over on the right-hand side, backed up by Flatline, Aloyment, and here comes Damaja, dropping grenades and an airstrike and incoming artillery right there by the half track, but no kills there. DT, a Slutter, a medic, and the Axis team breach the gate hatch. Now they're going to try to filter their way in. Thus far, deathTouch has been storming across the tarmac. They may now try to move beneath and take the comm tower from behind. Dynamite planted near the warehouse entrance. It appears they are already in position. Now Paradigm Shift has got to really bring their defense around the actual transmission tower. Keep in mind, once again, the objective here, the Axis are on offense, trying to take down a tower that once belonged to them, controlled by the Allies. In this instance, Paradigm Shift, who have got the defense on the map tonight, assault. 6:33 remains. Once again, let's build this up for you. TWL #1, neither team ever having been defeated on this ladder, a double 7-on-7 record. Tonight is a match for not only bragging rights, it is a match of pride. Incoming deathTouch, and they are all over the tower. It is Mozart, he's the engineer, and he's down. Taken out by Cordos, a fellow engineer. Paradigm Shift. Paradigm Shift now all over the back hill. Man, getting take out right there. It looks like deathTouch have got control of the back hill. Mozart now up the ladder. Mozart clear. Mozart takes machine gun fire, and Mozart is down. Nearly up to make the plant, but he was taken by surprise and from above. Not going to be a plant there. Incoming Axis deathTouch Leutman Demak right there, fighting off against Moorman, a Paradigm Shift, a medic who makes the revivals. Gonna spell disaster for Demak, who's now facing a 2-on-1 odds, and he pays it right there. He pays the odds at the 1944 poker table, and he's down. Once again, a little readjustment of the Axis headset here. Whew. My name is TSN Warwitch, and just coming off an interview with the Tribe's Sierra Action, we're now in game here for DT versus Paradigm Shift, a solo shoutcast tonight brought to you by the Team Sportscast Network. Now, here comes an incoming engineer for deathTouch. It is Kato. He's got the plant. He's now down. Flyers are out. 5 minutes on the clock, and the plant is in position. Here comes Paradigm Shift. Dread, Lieutenant, trying to pierce the iron wall of the deathTouch team. Dynamite is down. The clock is now ticking. Kato right there in position on the comms tower takes a grenade, but no Paradigm Shift engineers in position here to make the disarm. It looks like it's going to be a point for Paradigm, no, rather deathTouch, incoming Axis, and in just a moment, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and there it goes. The comm tower is down. The clock is now set to 5:32. A decent time for deathTouch to set the clock. Paradigm Shift now going to have to return the favor as the roles are switched. We've got a 91-second countdown, and I am going to take a quick break here, a little sounder action, and I'll be back in just a moment to cover the action of this #1 matchup on the TWL ladder. Stick around.
Richard Mouvet calling you from over the English Channel, flying between England and France. We're on our way out south from the coast, crossing over towards Normandy, with a wing of Spitfires on its way to take over the patrol and the protection of the Allied armies on the beaches and inland. A very lovely sight the Spitfires are on our port side, ranged in their ranks of 3. And now we're going in, over the cliffs from the green fields of France, and over there to starboard, the big warships firing inshore towards the Cherbourg Peninsula, where the Americans are. Flash of their guns just gone now, another flash from a ship further down the line. And now we're winging in behind the Spitfires. They're spreading out now, right and left, searching for German aircraft as we follow them inland. Right ahead of us, there are great fires burning on the ground and clouds of white smoke coming up from the battlefront. There's a great pattern of France, cratered and re-cratered where our bombs have fallen in the past. Here is the new landing strip lying out, looking for all the world like an old established and magnificently prepared aerodrome.
Yeah, and with 2 seconds remaining and being back in game, TSN Warwitch right here, solo shoutcast, could not get the cold shot on the mic with me. deathTouch versus Paradigm Shift. DT set the time. The time is 5:32 on the clock. Soldiers and soldats. The game is now underway. That is the time to beat. Paradigm Shift now on the Axis defense. Incoming, or rather, pardon me, Paradigm Shift on the Axis offense, and the Allies going to be the defense for deathTouch. The game is underway, and here we go. Dynamite plant initially and very quickly on a hatch, but incoming support fire right there from Flatline lays out several of the incoming Paradigm Shift Axis offensive members. More incoming airstrikes right here by the actual gate hatch itself, but it is to no avail. The dynamite is down. Paradigm Shift now control the gate hatch area. They are moving forward. Incoming airstrikes. One bounces off the top of the gate hatch and does not... it bounces off the top like a football and then bouncing down, taking out several members of the DT team. We're now going to follow the engineer Zen from Paradigm Shift down into the catacombs as he's got the pliers ready. He is all alone, and he's going to be moving to the main storage door. But Zen pauses, waiting for several of his other companions, Mormon and ShadoWeN of Paradigm Shift, to assist and back him up. They've got 4:08 on the clock. Their time is running out. Now making their way upwards. No, I'm getting a lock on Zen. Did he or did he not try to make the plant? It looks like they are going to split their forces, move up the ladder and one objective towards the communications tower, and then into the actual aerial landing strip. Yes, dynamite is planted near the warehouse entrance, and the incoming Paradigm Shift team split their forces to plant the dynamite and then come up for a solid assault. But here in the communications tower, the deathTouch team is waiting for them. Kato, Lieutenant Prodigy, Medic, and Flatline Lieutenant as well, and boy, about a 3 or 4 man defense squad around the communications tower. They're on a staggered defense around the tower itself, and they are looking down towards the tarmac where you find the bomber and the smoking ruins of the half-track and other carnage. They are looking down there for any incoming, and now the Axis breach the warehouse door. It is a matter of time. Their eyes now turn downwards. They're dropping grenades downwards. They know the Axis is coming, and here they are. Axis down below, Paradigm Shift. It is Cordos who is just against a wall in a hard place as he is shot down execution style. Quickly going to get revived by Moorman. Here is their first push. Paradigm Shift up the flight of spiral stairs upwards towards the communication tower, but deathTouch is there to shut them down in a phalanx. They are all around the entrance from all sides with a massive crossfire. Any incoming Paradigm Shift are taking fire from all sides. DT Hollywood, a soldier, he's got the bazooka in hand, and he's dropping the grenades. Thus far, with 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining, the deathTouch team is able to blunt the incoming Paradigm Shift Axis offense. Paradigm Shift's gonna need to really make it happen here in the next 2 minutes and 20 seconds if they are going to be able to score a point and beat the time of deathTouch on their plant here on the Map Tonight Assault on TSN. Now, Lieutenant DT Damak is in or next to the communications tower. He is dropping down the ammunition from on high for Mozart below, the medic who is on patrol, needles in hand and waiting, as it were, for any fallen comrades. No sign of incoming Paradigm Shift. They are gearing up, and then up the flight of stairs. Here they come. They are being met by DT Slutter, a medic who engages them on the spiral stairway but is forced to fall back as Zen and Moorman come out. Moorman is a medic, and that is going to cost Paradigm Shift right there. He comes out of the spiral staircase and meets a heavy firing squad of the deathTouch team. 129 remains. deathTouch looks like they've got this closed down. Communications tower plumes with the blue incoming Axis airstrike artillery that does not find its mark. deathTouch are falling back behind the communications tower where you find the trees and the bunker, etc., firing downwards as the Axis incoming Paradigm Shift try to make their final push. Now we've got Justice tearing it up with a sniper rifle, long range, one after another fall to his Mauser. One kill after another. Another shot from Justice does not find its mark. You can hear the ring and the solid slap of the Mauser itself, and it looks like ShadoWeN as well is also sniping, kind of a strat that we saw in the Doctors versus Empire game. Dual sniping action. Justice again with another kill right there with the sniper rifle, but will it avail them? They've got 35 seconds, and with all the snipes, DT is simply too fast in making the revivals. And now with 28 seconds, a good game being exchanged, and the first point is going to go to deathTouch here on the TWL. We'll be back in a moment to continue this action of TSN's primetime coverage of deathTouch versus Paradigm Shift tonight.
Men and equipment started to move. 65,000 men and 7,600 vehicles from bivouac areas all over Great Britain were moved to marshalling areas in southern England without a hitch. Highways were kept clear of all civilian traffic during this period. Rumor that the great invasion was at last underway flew through the length and breadth of Great Britain.
The invasion is underway here on the TSN. RTCW. I am Warwitch, your Axis Shoutcaster. TWL number 1. 60 seconds on the clock to game time. A quick rundown for you. DT up now 1-0, 1 point versus Paradigm Shift. They were able to make the dynamite plant on the communications tower as the Axis offense in a time of 5 minutes and 32 seconds. Paradigm Shift with a very strong offense, unable to penetrate the even stronger defense of DT Allied defense in the last round that we just witnessed. Now, Paradigm Shift have a chance to set the clock and set the time as the Axis offense once more with full time on the clock and 20 seconds the game is on. Defending team deathTouch yet again. TSN. 9-second countdown in game, and glad to have you here tonight. Tell your friends we're online. It's been an exciting night for TSN in general, and we're going to head over to the main central gate area to pick up the action here tonight as the battle explodes in our premiere 1944 coverage of DT versus Paradigm Shift. Incoming artillery strikes right there immediately. Here come, oh, painful! Paradigm Shift come in, and they come in right there, meeting a phalanx in the gate area of Allied airstrikes from range, artillery fire. Incoming, several of the incoming Paradigm Shifts simply evaporate in a spray of blood. More incoming airstrikes from DT literally obliterate the entire incoming Paradigm Shift Axis team, but the dynamite is planted, and that is what counts. Zen Paradigm Shift right there, an engineer sweeping in. He's trying to secure the actual gate area. Now DT has got control of the gate area itself. They do not try to make a disarm, but deathTouch is rushing. They've got the blitzkrieg. They have now moved to the Axis spawn. They are advancing, trying to get a push, but the Axis Paradigm Shift is there. They are refusing the push, and they are pushing the Allied deathTouch members back. Back to the gate area. Back they go, retreating like the Allies should. A flatline lieutenant right there being forced down. Incoming airstrikes back even further. American commandos now forced back to their own spawn. The command was given to try to push Paradigm Shift back to a bad position in their spawn zone, but no. Paradigm Shift would not allow this to happen. The Axis once again reclaim the gate area. They've already made the dynamite plant and now are going to be worming their way down into the earth to try to take out that warehouse door and then attack the communications tower from both sides. Once again here on the tarmac, a good lock on deathTouch, Demak, Mozart, and compatriots, the Allied defense. We've got Lieutenant Cato now viewing in the binoculars towards the primary gate area. Here in the gate area, we see no action. This means Paradigm Shift are now moving underground. We're going to move on the spiral stairwell that leads down below into the actual bunkers and lower staging areas, where in just a moment we will be seeing the incoming Axis Paradigm Shift team advance from. There's the plant. I am behind the actual warehouse door, the warehouse entrance. The plant is made. The Axis there on the far side, from my view, are swarming around the door. It is just going to be a moment until the door explodes. A costly 30 seconds in which Paradigm Shift is going to have to wait, timing and speaking to each other and how they are going to gain the penetration upwards into the base, up the spiral stairwell, and then to the communications tower. 7:06 on the clock. The door is about to blow. There it goes. The Axis team breach, and here they come, waving the banner. Moorman is the first in. Paradigm Shift. He is a medic. Coming up, he is all alone. Now into the garage area. Waits for a moment. Incoming massive strikes, and I like what I just saw. Wow. Lots of airstrikes that are actually pouring down the flight of stairs. They are being dropped strategically and pouring down the stairs so that any of the incoming Axis Paradigm Shift members meet only oblivion. Once again, another airstrike right there. Very nice strat from Paradigm Shift. What they are doing, dropping the airstrike just beneath the ladder that leads to the communication tower. Then the incoming Allied aircraft are able to see it, and they are able to bomb the entire area, and Paradigm Shift is able to basically drop the airstrikes without exposing themselves. This has forced the DT team back against the mountain in a defensive objective. Here we find them. Flatline Lieutenant, looking grim and serious. Mozart Medic exploding. He was there, but Cordo's support fire ensures that he simply exists no more. Years of Allied training say goodnight. It is over. Right here on the communications tower, we have got on defense DT Demak, yet again, Lieutenant. He's got the machine gun out. Looks like it is a Thompson, and he's looking down towards the left-hand entrance that leads down into the lower bunkers. From above, he is dropping ammunition. Then he himself drops off the side, and here come Paradigm Shift. It is Damager first out of the door, dropping the airstrike. Somehow survives. Backed up now by Dread. 2 Leutmans, double Leutman team, storming forward Blitzkrieg style. They've got control. Swoosh comes up the ladder. DT Stutter awaits him. Swoosh and Engineer. Stutter right there. Machine gun MP40 to the face. Swoosh flushed down the drain. Gotta hurt. Back in the action. 5:07 on the clock. RTCW, I am TSN Warwitch, and this is the Team Sportscast Network bringing you a DT versus Paradigm Shift. Neither team have lost, and we've got a dynamite plant. Communications tower plant is down. Did not see the incoming Paradigm Shift engineer. They've got 4:51 on the clock. Now going to be looking for the Allied deathTouch engineers, but Dread controls the backside of the spawn area. Paradigm Shift now controls the communications tower. Good game being exchanged. I do not think there is any way right here in which DT can come back from this. Boom! The tower is down and the time is set to 5:28. Just scant seconds off from the 5:32 set by deathTouch, showing that both these teams tonight are evenly matched. Will deathTouch be able to reverse that and come in strong and make a plant within that time? That is what we're going to find out here on TSN, and we're back in just a moment. DT versus Paradigm Shift.
The show for us began south of Cone, where the Poles joined up with us. When we began moving forward, I heard a lot of the lads say Rommel's on the run. But I'd been at Alamein, I knew he wasn't on the run. And they was right. There was nothing lovely about the battle south of Cone. No pincer movements, no outflanking, no nothing like that. Just an hard, bitter, bloody slogging match. We had to stay there and give as good as we got, even if we couldn't get better.
RTCW.
Return to Castle Wolfenstein.
Here on TSN.
Yes, we are back. Oh, MP3 is trying to loop. Let's just go ahead and cut that off real quick. Ain't gonna let that happen. We are back in game. Into the spectator mode we go. 1 second on the clock, and here is the rundown. Paradigm Shift is in position to tie this up tonight, but deathTouch do not want to allow that to happen. The map is Assault, and here we go. deathTouch now is the Axis offense. Once again, Prodigy, Azo, Flatline, Kato, Hollywood, Demog, Slutter, and Mozart versus Paradigm Shift, Moorman, Dread, Zen, Damager, ShadoWeN, Cordos, Justice, and Swoosh. Here is the action. Incoming action there across the field. Here comes the rushing engineers, medics, and Leutmans of the Axis DT team trying to gain entryway into the gate area. The Allies reclaim the gate area. Justice rushes in. Zen right there as well. He is blown apart by an Axis pineapple grenade. DT Hollywood, a soldat, is taken down by Damager, a medic who then in turn is just mowed in the field by a medic plus the Axis team. Incoming, and oh, carnage all around the flag as just Hollywood right there from DT opens up with a Panzerfaust and obliterates friend and foe alike around the actual staging flag. The flag is now held by the Axis team. The Axis team, deathTouch, now are making the plant on the gate hatch, and they now have in their offense the gate hatch area. A little chaos right there on the gate hatch itself. The Allied Paradigm Shift team on defense was able to hold them back briefly, but with the assistance of Panzerfaust and Blitzkrieg tactics, they are able to push forward. They make the plant, and then they charge across the tarmac. To no avail. Across the tarmac, they are being cut down. Several of them still alive. DT Prodigy revived, and he's back. We are now in the warehouse entrance itself by the spiral stairway where the members of deathTouch are regrouping. They are somewhat scattered and attacking from all sides. This is not going to be their preliminary lunge. This here is a lunge in which they are trying to weaken the Paradigm Shift team. But Paradigm Shift is not going to be weakened. In defense, they are stronger in this engagement. No! We've got a dynamite plant near the communications tower. Kato sneaks in out of nowhere and makes the plant, surprising me and the Paradigm Shift team. Is there an engineer in position? We've got 3:18 on the clock, and then to add insult to injury, incoming! Oh my goodness, incoming engineer right there tries to make the disarm, but deathTouch drop incoming artillery all over the dynamite. There is no hope of making the disarm, and it looks like right there the time is gonna be beat. 5:28 beat. Axis successfully beat the clock, and that is a 2-0 lead here for the deathTouch team. Or, let me take a look here. Get a little bit confused about TWL at times.
Affirmative.
Yeah, that's it. 2-0 lead right here for deathTouch. Paradigm Shift able to set the time at 5:28. deathTouch able to return the favor and set the time faster. Rumors out there saying deathTouch just ain't the clan they used to be. They are proving that wrong here tonight, as they come hard and they come strong to bring the action against the powerful Paradigm Shift team. Once again, keep in mind both teams have a 7-7 no-loss record. All about pride, all about carnage, all about bringing the action here tonight for RTCW. Solo Shoutcast this evening, a very busy night for the TSN, and we're glad to have you. The next map here this evening is going to be Village on TWL rules. It is the first team to 3. Therefore, deathTouch is in a vital position here. They can easily score a win and take it home. Going to be a hard time and a bad time indeed for Paradigm Shift that are going to need to bring the invasion very, very quickly here to the map Village tonight. Little moment from talking. Man, these solo shoutcasts are something else, eh?